Morning, and wherever you're at, I'm hoping that you guys are doing okay. This is a special edition of Donald Trump attacks. Um, I'm Matt Fox. I'm in Rostock, Germany, coming to you live. An American in Germany raising a child and wondering what comes next. Each and every day, Donald Trump is, yeah, putting the Americans in a position to where they have to defend things that he says or explain his behavior. And it's almost like we got old grandpa that's going off the rails. Excuse me, it's my coffee and I gotta have a sip. Starbucks coffee, love it. All right. As Americans, we enjoy a good amount of luxury or some amount of comfortability. And I can tell you that when you go to other countries, such as I've lived in Colombia, I've lived in Japan and Canada and different places, visiting and also spending time there. I can tell you that the level of comfortability that we have in America is probably a lot better than other places. I would never go to India, and I definitely will not be traveling to Africa or to the Middle East because I feel like the level of comfortability they have is not to my pleasure. So, why would I go there? To tell you the truth, I'll probably never go to Australia either. It's just a little too far, and I'm past my surfing days, so probably won't go there either. So, let's discuss Donald Trump attacks. That's it. That's him there, Mr. Pedo Man. This is getting old. This is getting really old, and he's getting really old, and we're seeing his continuous erratic behavior by attacking not just Americans, although he's attacking Americans all the time. When people whom he doesn't necessarily agree with or don't necessarily agree with him, he attacks verbally. And if something bad happens to them, then he rejoices in their sorrow or their pity or their pain. You know what I'm saying? And he's attacking Americans in more than one way. He's attacking Americans through his ICE people. He's attacking Americans by not having the government do what they need to do, by instructing the Congress not to do their job. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I'm Matt Fox, coming to you live from Rostock, Germany. Subscribe, doesn't cost anything, and let's go on. So he's attacking Americans. Yeah, he's attacking Americans. More than two or three Americans has been killed by his ICE personnel in the streets of American cities. People who are just trying to, yeah. Thank you very much, Twilberg. I've been wearing them since 80. I've been wearing them for 41 years, so that's just the way it is. I have allergies, so get over it. So, like I said, he's attacking more than Americans. He's attacking immigrants, you know what I'm saying? And when he came out with this immigrant thing that he was talking about, he said he's going to get rid of all the worst, right? So he's also attacking Venezuelans in waters off the coast. He's also attacking Greenland, verbally talking about taking over Greenland. I mean, this is just a little too far. Greenland is a member of NATO and is a territory of Denmark. So, really, um, He's talking about attacking Cuba, blockading Cuba. Now he's attacked Iran. He's really kicked a hornet's nest over there. Bad idea. So, and now the Pope, the Pope, he's attacking the Pope. So, for all of you still taking up for this pedophile, and that he is, then you need to freaking go ahead and check out. All right? Because that's what he needs to do. He needs to check out and find his way to the door. Because America needs a government that can work for the people and not just for the Republicans, but for everybody. See, and I'm coming to you guys as a Republican. And I am so sad that we have this piece of shit in government office, in the office of the president. And I am amazed by all of the people still taking up for this dude. It is freaking amazing. When I was young, my mother and my grandmother taught me about empathy, compassion, learning to deal with other people. And this man has none of that. And it's annoying because as Americans, we want to try to live our lives with some amount of comfortability. And what happens? We got a president in there that's only out to revenge other people, to take advantage of people who don't have enough by selling them tennis shoes, Bibles, watches that don't work, supposed to be Swiss made, not even. I mean, it's amazing how much he's willing to take advantage of his own supporters. His own supporters. If you don't buy anything from him, then he does not care about you. And even if you do buy something from him, he doesn't care about you anyway. He's only in it to try to make some money. So if you are one of those grifters that's wanting to grift so you can make some money, so you try to get in good with Trump, maybe you give him some money, he's going to get you in on the special report for the day or whatever, so you can get some inside information, and maybe you can try to flip your money into something more, because that's what he's doing. And I'm going to get to another point right now. His son, Eric Trump, Mr. Liberty Financial. Now, Liberty Financial was really helped a lot by the guy that Donald Trump let out of prison, pardoned. This is Justin's son. The guy defrauded people out of billions. Americans. He defrauded Americans out of billions. And when he got out, he made a donation to Liberty Financial, or not a donation, a purchase by Liberty Financial. And now Eric Trump is now facing his wrath because Justin's son is trying to get some of his money from Liberty Financial, but no, not possible. So I look forward to the legal battle that's going to go on there. But I just want to stop and say something just for a minute. As Americans, especially Americans with children, we have so much going on in our own lives. We have kids that maybe have ADHD or other things, kids that have classes or kids that have to go to this thing or that thing. And these are things that we want to be there for. We want to support our kids, right? So nevertheless, when we are constrained by freaking Donald Trump's continuing drama, then it takes our attention away from our kids. We got a partial government shutdown going on still. Still, to this day, we still got a government shutdown going. And hey, what are we talking about? We're talking about freaking Donald Trump disrespecting the Pope. And this has gone on for more than 2 or 3 days now. And we're talking about Donald Trump's freaking posting AI pictures of himself as Jesus. Twilberg, get off. You're not, look here. I'm totally not high, okay? Hello? I just woke up. and I just sent my kid to school, and I just sent my wife to work. So get a life. So nevertheless, so we want as Americans to be able to be there for our kids, to do all this stuff, right? And when we got a president that cannot run the country without pissing off the allies, without disrespecting the Pope, and possibly doing any kind of crazy stuff, like maybe going to a UFC match and rubbing on a MMA fighter and telling him how fine he is, it's just a little too out of control. He sends J.D. Vance to go to mediate a ceasefire, open the Straits of Hormuz, talk to them and get their uranium situation dealt with. But no, what does Donald Trump do? He goes to a UFC fight. And there he has a nice discussion with one of the young fighters and tells him how good looking he is. It's freaking amazing. It is not hard for me to believe that freaking Donald Trump blew Bubba. I'm still waiting to find out which Bubba it was. Was it Ghislaine Maxwell's horse, or was it Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton says it wasn't him, so I don't know. So we need to find out who Bubba was. So then the next bomb, Melania Trump. Out of broad daylight, she fucking comes out and makes a big old statement about she wasn't an Epstein victim, this and this and this. And she's sitting there lying just like Trump is lying. Now, she may not be a victim because in all reality, she was brought over here and introduced to Epstein by Paolo Zampoli. And later on, she ended up meeting Trump at the Kit Kat Club, and I believe Epstein was also there. But Epstein banged her first. So, like it or not, that's the way it is. So, and that you can find out because a dude wrote a book about it years ago. He's in England, and he talked about this stuff in the book. And Donald Trump made a big old issue of it, so he went ahead and cut it out of the book, but there was already 60,000 copies already sold, so I mean, it didn't make any difference anyway. But it was the truth. It was the truth. So, but other countries in the world, not just Americans, other countries in the world are all affected by this crap that Donald Trump is doing. And the prices are going up. That's why you guys are paying over $1 more for gas than you were a month and a half ago. And it's going to go up more. And Donald Trump's continuing freaking deranged posts are turning people against him. MAGA is burning their hats. People are coming out and speaking against him. I mean, from Megyn Kelly, she tried to half-ass defend him when you were talking about pedophile stuff, and she was like, oh, well, if they were like 15 or 16, that's not so bad. Hey, these people are freaking crazy. But Megyn Kelly is turned against him. Joe Rogan, the list goes on and on and on, all right? And when you have kids and you're in America or wherever you're at, and you got to worry about your kids, and there's some stupid stuff that you see on the news. I mean, I never know what day I'm going to wake up and come out here and turn the TV on. As I said, I'm in Germany. I don't know what day I'm going to come out here and turn the TV on and find out that Donald Trump done dropped a fucking nuclear bomb on somebody. I mean, there has to be at some point the 25th Amendment. James, we can't wait till 2028. I'm sorry. We can't wait till 2028. They have to get him out now. He is definitely in need of a psychological exam. He is definitely in need of a physical exam, a independent physical exam, because this is out of control. The shit that he's had on his hands, it's been there for a while. The shit that he's got with his ankles, that's been there a while. So he's got serious problems. And for any freaking doctor to stand behind a podium that has a presidential seal on it and say that's one of the healthiest presidents I've ever seen. Come, please, let's stop bullshitting ourselves. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. James, I mean, Kiwi, that's a good fact. You know what I'm saying? Kiwi says that child abuse and molestation is a matter of opinion. No, it's not a matter of opinion. It's really wrong. And there's controversy right now going on with Swalwell, the Democrat over there. Many allegations made against him. He did the right thing. He went ahead and resigned. Tony Gonzalez went ahead and resigned. Proper thing to do. They're both going to have some serious legal problems in the future. I guarantee you that. But the thing is, with Melania, why she did that, I'm going to tell you why. Because her friend that she was trafficked to America with, Amanda Ongaro, she was a Brazilian chick, huh? She was 16 when they brought her over here. Flew on Lolita Express, as Melania as well. And they were brought over here by Zampoli, introduced to Epstein, and all sorts of story goes on from there. But Amanda and Paolo Zampoli have always remained in the Trump sphere of influence. And Paolo Zampoli is now a special ambassador or some sort of government worker for Trump, always doing Instagram pictures with him and stuff. And Amanda was with him till 2018, till there was a breakup and stuff. And then they have a kid together. The kid's like 16 or something like that. He's an older kid. But nevertheless, it's amazing that she had a legal problem at her government job, and Zampoli, because she was wanting to divorce him, Zampoli went to the ICE people and said, "Hey, can you get this chick? She's an illegal alien." So they went and grabbed her. They sent her to Brazil, deported her, and now she's going to do a CNN interview, and she's going to drop the T. And that is why, my friends, that Melania came on TV and told the world, "I am not a Epstein victim," and this and that. Well, I'll tell you what, Melania, your truth is fixing to be really, really clear to everybody as to why you came out. All right? So, and for her to sit there and try to explain away her relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell is crazy. Wouldn't you want your country safe, though? Yes, I do want my country safe. My country was safe when I was there before. Let me tell you, for everybody who seems to think that only the illegal aliens are doing the crime in America, you are completely wrong. And for all of you who think it's just the blacks that are doing the crime in America, you are completely wrong. All right? There are numbers. Check the numbers. White Caucasians do just as much crime, if not more, than illegal aliens. Illegal aliens don't want to do no crime and get in trouble because they probably get thrown out of the country. That's why they try to stay out of the country. Stay out of trouble. They're probably over there working in the fields trying to pay their families. But the one thing that they were doing when they were working is paying taxes. See, they can get a Social Security number. The government lets them get a Social Security number. Why? So they can collect that tax money. And all those illegal aliens that they deported, well, guess what? The tax money that they paid into the country, into the IRS, they're going to keep that. And where's that money going to go? It ain't going to go. It's going to go in Donald Trump's pocket probably. Or probably going to pay for the ballroom. I don't know. But nevertheless, the ballroom, the arch, the putting his name on the Kennedy Center, wanting to sign his name on the $100 bills. This shit is getting old. Very old. This thing about putting his name everywhere, that's what freaking kings want to do. All right? In America, we had a rule that we didn't put anybody's name on any president's names on anybody until they were freaking, I think, like 5 years out of office or dead. So that's why for me, it's unbelievable that every Trump supporter is willing to accept all this bullshit. So let's get to the next one. Barron Trump. Barron Trump is a 20-year-old or 21-year-old now. He is ripe for joining the military. If Donald Trump is wanting to start a military action, then by all means, his son should take part and do his fair share. Because not one of Donald Trump's sons, and not Donald Trump, and not his father, has ever served in the U.S. military. I am the son of a lieutenant colonel that served 40 years or 36 years in the U.S. Air Force. My mother served in the U.S. Air Force for 30 years. My brothers both served. My brother was in the Air Force. My other brother was in the Army. All right. I have great respect for the military, even though I was not allowed to serve. But it doesn't matter. I stand up with pride and I respect my country. But when my country has a pedophile that sits in the Oval Office, then I got a problem with it. And for all of you that don't have a problem with it, well, then we know who your friends are. Okay? So, draft Barron. Hashtag draft Barron. What do you say? If you agree with me, please share this podcast with your friends and family. It is unbelievable that I sit over here in Germany and have to watch all that stuff that's going on over there. It hurts me to know that farmers are having to pay over almost $6 for diesel. All right? We have so many farmers in America trying to feed our nation and trying to feed other nations, and they're having a hard time making ends meet. Whereas before they were doing okay, now they're screwed. Okay, thanks Jody for your comment. I'm with you. My family is also very, very, very military. So next, oh man, Todd Blanche. This dude, Donald Trump's former attorney, the one that allowed him to get those 34 convictions. This guy is now the head of the DOJ, and he is doing what he can to protect Trump in every way he can. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. Donald Trump was in office when they went ahead and seized all the stuff from the Epstein facilities in Little St. James and the Zorro Ranch and whatever, the Palm Beach residents, also from the New York residents. So it was his FBI then. So everything that was brought in, more than likely, was put aside and gone through little by little by specific people. And everything that had information regarding Trump or what he found to be important was put to the side. He's trying to protect his friends. That's what he told Marjorie Taylor Greene when she went to sign that discharge position. He didn't want that. He did not want that. And he told her, it will hurt my friends. If your friends are freaking pedophiles, then you need to find some new friends. And you need to turn the pedophiles in. So if you happen to be a pedophile, then you need to turn yourself in. Now, I'm not one to condone people taking their own lives, but I cannot understand how it is that we sit with this guy in office. So, Todd Blanche is willing to do anything and everything to protect the pedophile in the Oval Office. That comes to burning, shredding, burning tapes, getting rid of tapes, getting rid of documents, and any kind of evidence, video evidence. I wouldn't be surprised if he has his own safe with some of those Jeffrey Epstein videos so that he can watch them himself. I really would not be surprised. So, and just one more thing as far as the DOJ. Now, we all know that there was a insurrection in January 6th, 2020, that Donald Trump tried to keep the election from being certified. Everybody knows. So Donald Trump comes into office. He pardons all these rioters, insurrectionists, right? So many of these people have gone back on to commit felonies, and some of them are still locked up. So, but what's going on now is that Todd Blanche and his DOJ are working to expunge the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys uh, offenses, and it's gonna get really interesting when Donald Trump pulls the trigger. You guys, if you've been looking at any of my podcasts, I've been telling you about what's going to come, and the only way it's not going to come is if we get Donald Trump out of office. And like I said, I'm coming to you guys as an American, as a Republican. There are so many Republicans that are pissed about the situation that is going on with Donald Trump's, running his mouth and disrespecting the Pope. The Pope? So, Sue, sorry if you don't like them. They're gargoyles circa 1985. I've been wearing them for 41 years. You guys got to get over it. You guys get over the glasses. That's me. And I got allergies anyway, and so I'm sorry. So, but nevertheless, the DOJ is trying to clear the names of these Oath Keepers and Proud Boys people that were involved. And I guarantee you it's not going to be funny. When Trump pulls the trigger and he says, okay, start rounding them up, then all of those people who have had their faces scanned by ICE or that have been utilized in regards to using facial recognition software to scan faces in crowds and stuff like that. All these pictures are held in a server, and they are going to be sorted out as to where, because Doge collected all the information of where people live and their social security numbers and their jobs and everything else. And at some point, it's going to happen. Look back at my podcast, and I'm going to just say, share them with other people, because it is going to happen unless Donald Trump is taken out of office with the 25th Amendment or by Article 2, Section 4, then you guys are going to see some serious issues going on over there. And people in other countries, this is what's fucking killing me. As I sit here in Germany, they are saying that the Americans, it's their own fault what's happening over there. They're pissed about fucking Donald Trump's stupidity in everything that he does. And then to see him over at a UFC match when there's a war going on in Iran, to see him over at a UFC match trying to rub on and tell a UFC wrestler how good he looks. It's really a little too far. It's really a little too far. I mean, I don't mind Donald Trump being gay, or if he wants to get a piece of some MMA fighters, that's his business. But as the president of the United States, doing that when there's a war in Iran going on that you started, and now you send J.D. Vance over there? No, that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do it. All right? I'm just saying. J.D. Vance is really only a puppet, and he's not going to be around. When Donald Trump is gone, MAGA is not going to accept J.D. Vance as the head of their party. All right? The guy has changed religions like 2 or 3 times. He's got a wife. He really doesn't respect her. His kids, I'm not sure how he gets along with his kids, but I wouldn't think that that relationship is so healthy. And I'm going to tell you the truth. As a single father, although I am married now, but the mother of my kid decided she wanted to drink alcohol instead of raise a kid. Um, I got a kid who also needs my attention. But every day, it's something new with Donald Trump. This fool has got to do something to stay in the news. And no matter how stupid it is, no matter how aggravating it is, no matter how much he knows it's going to bother other people, he still does it. And so it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right. So, Critical 509, how are those midterms working out for you losers? Who are you talking to, Critical? Who are you talking to? Huh? Answer up. So, obviously, he's out of the stream. Okay, for everybody else, all right? For all of you that just want to have a normal life and be able to pay a decent price for gas and be able to afford the stuff that you need to buy for your family, to live comfortably, and to not have this continuing diarrhea coming from the White House. I mean, it's time for you guys to see the light. All right? So that means 25th Amendment or Article 2, Section 4. All right? I got stuff to do. My kids doing some stupid stuff. Thanks, Colin. I will be getting back to you guys later on. I'm going into Rostock. I got to go into the city later on today and take care of some business. Maybe I'll do a live shot from the city. And hopefully there will not be any more mental gymnastics by Trump before I do the next live shot, because I'm telling you, it's giving me a stomachache, really. All right, guys. Today's edition was called Donald Trump Attacks. All right. The guy in the Oval Office is a pedophile. If not nothing else, he is a pedophile protector, and that is not what we voted for. So let's do the right thing and get him out of office. All right. And until next time, I'm Matt Fox, and this is Matt Fox on the Tube. Take care and have a good day. Thanks.